till you bottle. Ride it on the edge. One mistake away from gravel, a glory's ledge. Push it past the limit. Don't you lift or break. If you're not dancing with disaster, you're not wide awake. Throttle till you bottle. This is how we race. In the fire of endurance, we find our place. Side by side into turn 3. Drafting down the straight like we're born to be. F1 pace with an LMP soul. Pit stop dreams, flat out goals. Overtake clean or defend like hell. DRS wide and the gap won't dwell. Discord's lit but the track comes first. Champions are built where the tires burst. Throttle till you bottle. Feel the G's rise. Tearing through the sim world under pixel skies. No reset button, just grit and gears. Through the heat and the heartbreak, the wins and the tears. Till you bottle. It's the racer's creed. Full send in the sim, full heart at speed. From rookies to vets, we ride the storm. In lobbies where legends are born. Camaraderie in chaos, rivals and mates, one shared love. Those checkered flag fades. Throttle till you bottle. Ain't no turning back. Burn the line till the screen fades black. In this digital circus, we chase the flame. One wheel spin closer to fortune or fame. Throttle till you bottle. That's our name. Sim racers united in the ultimate game. Sim racers united in the ultimate
God, it's good to be back. God, it is so good to be back. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a long time coming, but we are back. We are back with Throttle to Your Bottle. We're here with Season 3, at round number 3. It's almost poetry. I can't think of any other words that rhyme, but the point is we are so back. A lot has changed since the last time we did TTYB in F1 25 circumstances. Back then, we had equal cars. Now, it's all realistic performance. I didn't wear blue light glasses before, and now I do. And I wasn't a complete flap and missed the first 2 rounds last season. I missed quite a few more because I that's a long story, though. The point is, I'm here. We are so back, and it's great to be back. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, I've been waiting for this day for a long, long time. Jeez. Thank you, Beaksy. Thank you, Katie, for the subscription. Well, for the gift subscription in the case of Katie, but Beaksy for the sub at tier 1. Absolute legend. Spyro asking, what's the name of the song? Ask Fortis, because he composed it. But enough of my jibber jabber, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to get racing. Here we are, then. Whence it loads. And so it does. And it's time for round number 3. God, it is good. We are here at the Qatar Grand Prix. The Losail circuit is an absolute gem. And first out on the track, who else? It's the main man, our very own resident Hagrid. It is Safso. Of course, in another series gone by, Losail wasn't the happiest of hunting grounds for Mr. Safso. Today, though, that could all change on the intermediate tyres for his first lap in this session, as is not Chaldenby. He's going straight out on the soft compound tyres. Safso just putting on a bit of a show, bit of finesse and flair for the crowd, as he will deploy the ERS all the way down the main straight. And we will get to it. It is round 3. I can confirm Elite Silver because last week was Jeddah, which was round number 2. This be round number 3 at the Losail circuit, commonly used by MotoGP and motorbikes, but F1 made its way to the mighty Qatar course in 2021. Had a bit of a break, came back in 2023, and since then has not looked back. Could be the case of a thrilling and tantalising conclusion, as there's already a yellow flag. I'm back like I've never left. It's not Sneck, Infinity, might well have had a moment. It might just be a V-carb just preparing their tyres and cooling them down. I do not blame them. On board with Safso then. Massive wash of understeer as he tries to get the front end pinched into the apex, but it just does not quite work. Using all of the track through there, Ferrari dutifully gets out of the way. I can confirm it's not duty, he's in the Williams. That would have been poetry as well, but alas it was Beaksy. Purple Sector 2 for the time being. Does Safso keep it absolutely planted? Good grief. A shimmy and a shake and a furious fishtail. Out of this sweeping complex, and his teammate has just moseyed up to the back of him. Chaldonby, no holds barred, goes straight round him through the final corner for his first lap in anger, and the Haas driver crosses the line to go a 1:22.1. Safso 5 seconds off, but he was on intermediates. It's Liam in the Aston Martin, who of course in the realistic Aston Martin, in theory, should have a little bit more downforce to play with, which at Qatar should be a benefit, but 7/10 off Chaldonby at the moment. Nico crosses the line, now a full-time driver. Welcome in to the almighty chaotic circus. It's great to have you along, my friend, but he's P5 at the moment. Who else dares to cross the line? It won't be Yuri. He's approaching the end of his first flying lap. There's a Kick Sauber also, who's making his way towards the final corner. It's not Sneck. It is, in fact, Infinity, who peels into the pit lane. Back to surveying Yuri, who goes into P2. A 10th and a half off of the offering that Chaldonby has. It's not a bad showing at the moment. I've missed this. What were you cooking up? That is a great question. More on that in a little bit. More on that in a little bit. Spyro in the McLaren, though. Great opportunity, particularly at this track, with the downright dastardly amounts of downforce that the Papaya Pro has in store. Can only muster up P5 in this contact. Massive contact at the back there. And Spyro completely losing their front wing straight into the back of Nico in the Mercedes. And that has made a complete haulix of it. I have no idea what happened there. Whether they took their eye off the ball, I don't know. But that is, well, it's a 5-place grid penalty and a massive conversation with not only the stewards, but their team as well. I was going to say they're just behind their team. Kev Tanadran has split the Papaya Pro pairing. Into P5 goes the Red Bull Maestro. 123.223 sees Kev in P4. More drivers putting times on the table. Arthur Way. Is this the way to pole position? Not quite. It's P6 at the moment. Probably just getting their eye in, though, in this V-carb. So interesting. A lot of series, of course, adopting realistic cars, each with their own characteristics, as Arthur Way pulls off into the escape road. I assume getting as far out of the way of fast-lapping cars as possible and taking more escape roads, even. It's a session of alternatives. Chaldonby is already on another lap, I believe. Looking to go even faster, as if it wasn't enough of a sword to the stomach for the rest of the grid. Chaldonby looking to go even faster in the American dream, adorned with cherry blossoms and a floral flourish to take us round, as it's already a quarter of a second up on their first time of the day. It's an almighty effort so far. None of the Kick Saubers have done a lap. Beaksy hasn't. Duty hasn't. Kart driver still very much in the pits. Maybe not used to the size of machinery they're dealing with today. Chaldonby round the final corner. No distraction from his teammate. Completely clear air over each and every wing. It's a 121.785. That is a monstrous effort. KT has just revealed to me Kart has a quali ban, which is why he is in fact still remaining in the pits. I'd like to think he's just terrified by the size of his machinery. Either way, regardless of all qualifying ban, there has been a Kick Sauber lap. Oh! That's an Aston Martin going round. And that's Liam actually doing some Scandinavian flickage through Sector 1. I'll tell you what, you get prizes for, well, it's show-stopping performance. You get prizes for stealing the spotlight in my book. Into the Kick Sauber he goes next week. I agree. With a strategy like that, that is Kick Sauber worthy. How dare you? Fortis, meanwhile, has set a lap time. They're into P5. Great effort in the Ferrari. 1:22.9. No one holding a candle, although Yuri has gone a quarter of a second faster also. But it's going to take a meteoric effort to try and beat Chaldenby, who is relishing the challenge of prizing another pole position in their storied history of TTYB. Oh man, the championship chaser, of course, last season, looking to go even better this time. We'll peel into the pit lane and we'll wait for a third run in qualifying. Softs, of course, not the greatest race tyre in the world. It's usually a hard tyre and a medium tyre in a 50% context. But you never know. Stranger things have happened. Duty in the Williams. Glory to Grove. I'm not biased, but Williams is literally the greatest team in the world. Not biased. Through the final corner goes Duty. They're on a slow lap. They've invalidated and into the pit lane they go. That puts pay to that as Spyro has retired in the pit lane. So front wing gremlins, that's more like it for the Kick Sauber duo. A purple final sector for Infinity. Who, I tell you what, has just sent his stock skyrocketing. That's a great little last sector. Kick Sauber locking down the second row of the grid. That's a great effort. Meteoric effort. You know what to do when this man starts his lap. Well, you know what? I'm keeping an eye on Tanadran now, Raw Beans. Don't you worry. I am keeping a very close eye. Absolutely. Duty to VCAR, Benji to Alpine, and others. There are many, many changes, by the way, that are going on next week, as Safso has set a representative lap time on the soft compound tyres. It's a 22.4. Again, Chaldenby is absolutely flying. Different class. Different cut of gravy. And out of the pits he goes again. He's going for a third flying lap. Unbelievable. Meanwhile, Beaksy has set a lap time. It's a 134.6. And I don't know if TTYB, I'm pretty sure it doesn't have the 107% rule. But if it did, Beaksy would not be meeting it. However, they might just now. Into P14. It's a 123.426. That's your 107% rule. Thank you very much. Others on a lap time. Fortis is not on a lap time. Just taking it nice and easy. Beaksy, of course, has just completed the flying lap. Nico would have completed a flying lap, but they've already bottled it in Sector 1. Nice league name. Listen, it's bound to happen eventually. Mackie, are you not invalidating your lap in Throttle Till You Bottle? Elite Silver saying that they've been in an Alpine each week. Well, you know what? Consistency. You're getting used to your machinery. It's good acclimatization. Alpine acclimatization, in fact. Well, there you go. Some people have been asking, Carl, mate, would you ever drive in this league? The answer is, well, yes, if they'll have me. But also, I do fear that I would be in the Kick Sauber straight away. For no reason other than I have a bit of a reputation. So, I have a feeling I probably would be in the Kick Sauber. Elite Silver saying, I don't use Alpine in any realistic leagues. Of course you would have you. Oh, thank you, Katie. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. But yes, kick... Oh. No. Are you sure you don't want to put me in the Haas? Are you sure you don't want to do that? You go into Connor Sport. Well, to be honest, with the F126 DLC that's been announced recently, they'll have to increase the grid size to 22 and therefore increase the lobby size to 22. Mackie, oh, Christ, Mackie! What a last sector! Quietly under the radar has been chipping away. That is a mighty, mighty effort. Laid down the gauntlet. Glory to Grove. It's a 122.378. That's P3 on the grid. Marvellous from Mackie. How about that? Meanwhile, Arthur Way also with incremental improvements here and there, but it has all added up handsomely to P6 with a 122.572. Taking the esports line through the double right-hander, using all of the track available. And I mean all of the track available. Such a nice track to drive is Qatar. You've got to love it. On board with Nico, we shall ride. Crowd are not striking. They are going to survey this spectacle. Meanwhile, Tanadran's on a lap. Let's watch it now. He's bottled it. That is an invalidation. So there you go, Raw Beans. The prophecy has been completed. Tanadran with the meteoric effort of going to the steward's office. I don't know what else to add to that. Liam, meanwhile, is going a tenth and a half faster, weaving across the line, revving out 7th gear. It is into the top 10, though, for the Aston Martin driver. We turn our attention to Duty, who goes into P3. Williams, 3 and 4. Extremely excellent effort. As the Red Bull of, yes, that is Ttyb, goes across the line again. It will be a second attempt at not bottling the lap time. I'm still keeping an eye on the kick Sauber. It's Infinity who's going to start a flying lap. Highwire who will peel into the pit lane. It's a V-Carb who will, I think, cross the line and will indeed cross the line. That's Yuri who goes fastest. Yuri goes fastest. 21.692. Someone can hold a candle to Ttyb tonight with 4.5 minutes to go. In this session, someone has finally just begun to raise their voice a little bit in the crowded conversation for pole position. The man in P2 was shouting loudest for ages. Suddenly, Fury from Faenza has just ignited the pole position battle. Safso, by the way, is also on a little lap of his own. He's 2 seconds down, though, so I imagine that's not representative. That might well be Liam, or yes, that is Liam getting out of the way. More to the point, getting out of the way excessively, I would say, by spinning out of the way. Very interesting. Ttyb has not bottled this particular lap, as you hear the traction control cutting out during the final corner. It's an improvement. It's P7 is what it is. No bottlage on that lap from Ttyb. It is the 4th row of the grid, and the sharp end of it at that. Infinity. Oh, no! Infinity, it was half a second up. Massive power slide. It's a 10 out of 10 Tokyo drift from the crowd. But it is not ideal for Infinity, who lost about, well, his namesake's amount of time. And that's not ideal. Beaksy, another driver who's out on a lap, and is a 1/4 of a second up currently. A Haas crossing the line. That is Safso, who will begin a lap in anger. Keep a close eye on the second American Dream Machine. It's Beaksy, though, the Maranello Massive. One sits in P6, the other one in P15. Vastly contrasting fortunes. As Spyro is saying, last to first, here we go. Get Fabrizio Romano on it, is all I'll say. Flat out through 1, flat out through 2, switch down and invalidate through 3. That's not ideal. We turn our attention then to Mr. Safso, who has not invalidated his lap and is currently 2 tenths up, just through the first sector. It's the thing with Safso, whenever I commentate on him in Ttyb, he always turns up the wick. It's just a matter of when, not if. And at the end of qualifying, what better time to do it? When there is so much of an opportunity, an outstanding opportunity at that. When there is time on the table. When there's a purple middle sector at the offering. And could Safso do something absolutely astronomical, fighting the rear end of the car through the penultimate corner, keeps it on the straight and narrow, as through the final corner goes our PS1 Hagrid resident across the line, and it will be P4 for Safso. Can't quite keep the advantage he had in the middle sector. It was probably that penultimate corner slide that's ultimately cost him a chance at maybe even the front row in qualifying. Regardless, an almighty effort from the American Dream. Kylo Ren didn't quite go so well on the second Death Star. I don't remember the Star Wars sequels. I pretend they don't exist. But the point is, he's looking to absolutely fly out there. Send spirit soaring for the Green Machine camp of Aston Martin. He is 2 tenths up currently. That would see him ahead of Beaksy at the moment. But Beaksy is rounding the final corner and invalidating again. And that's at the final corner. There will be no further improvement for the Ferrari, who was on full battery. Might well have been setting up their final lap. But, well, that is egg on face. More egg on face, though, for Kylo Ren, who has invalidated his lap. Ttyb still in the pit lane. He's not going to improve. Yuri is on another lap and can improve. And really, really cement pole position. Raw Beans is in agony, saying, Beaksy, please keep it on the track. Beaksy did not heed your calls, I can confirm. As Elite Silver has invalidated their lap, that will be all she wrote for that qualifying session. Mercedes to cross the line. That is Nico, who will not improve his time. By 300ths of a second, that'll be it for the Mercedes driver, who power slides into the wall. Both Williams on the main straight, and that was almost a massive crash. Nico veering across the racing line. And, well, Duty with his heart in his mouth, I presume. Mackie not far behind. As through the first couple of corners, there you go. It's Highwire leading the charge, though. A purple middle sector. And this is it. This is where the final flurry of laps come down. And who dares to dream? Many drivers saying they absolutely loathe LaSalle. Others, if they find their flow and run the rhythm, can achieve something fairy tale-esque. Highwire, the first across the line to potentially do so. It's into the top 10 for now. And Alpine next. That's Elite Silver. They will not improve. It's the first V-carb on the road. That's Arthur Way, who was a quarter of a second up. Across the line they go. That's P5. Great effort from Arthur Way. It's then the Kick Sauber of Sneck. Improves by 8 tenths to P3. What a lap. Infinity invalidates. It wouldn't have been enough to get even on the, well, to get past Safso even. Ferrari across 1 and 2. That will not be an improvement. Kev can't improve either. Yuri just half a tenth up. But that is all they will need. Pole position for the V-carb driver. And on my return to TTYV, it's ferocious from the Faenza crew. Yuri takes pole position, ahead of Chalden being P2. Sneck with an almighty ascension to P3 right at the death, with Duty, the only other driver in the 121s, to take P4. Safso, Arthur Way, Liam, Mackie, Fortis and Tanidran round out the top 10, with Infinity, Highwire, Kev, Elite Silver, Beaksy, Kylo Ren, Spyro, Nico and Kartist driver to round out our grid lineup. Well, there we are. There we are. Thank you so much for the follow, by the way. I realised that these things at the top are broke. I'm so sorry. I've literally had no time to set this up. This has been a very rushed jobby. But, hello, Capit. How you doing? Much love to you as well. I hope you're doing well, mate. Popping in to say hello and also to say Infinity Washed. Nice. I needed a drink of water. My God. Right. I will happily explain what I have been cooking up, because we do have 5 minutes before the start of this race. Firstly, hello. It's great to be back with you all again. It has been a while. I'm extremely apologetic that it's been a while as well. For various reasons. 1, ill, 2, work. But I'm here. I'm back, and it is great to be back. So thank you to Theo Golden Baller with 2 R's, because he is just that much of a baller, for the follow. Also, thank you to Nico for the follow as well. Appreciate it very much. We also had a Vectus 4 days ago for the follow. It's been a good run. It has been a good run. But, yeah, let me tell you what I've been cooking up. I will say now it's not ready, and I do really apologise that it's not ready. Simple reason, I am a horrendous perfectionist. And I genuinely mean horrendous perfectionist, because I was just not. I'm confident that it is like 95% of the way there, but my brain is always like incrementalizing everything, and it's really stupid. But let me tell you what I'm doing anyway. So, firstly, massive thank you to everybody that has sent in. I asked for race replays from race number 1 and number 2 from Spain and Jeddah respectively. Firstly, thank you so much to everybody that has sent over their respective race replays. It's very good of you. I have looked through them. I made notes. I have then cut the various clips out. And I've been making a little highlights package from each race. About 10 or 15 minutes or so of the various points of view, of important moments during the race, of any context that needs to be delivered. But it's multi-POV, essentially, where I can. So I have basically lined every single one up to the frame as much as I can. So it might be that there's, at the start of the race, there's a particular focus on one driver in the middle, and then so this graphic here is the background, essentially, for when there is a multi-point of view. But it will have, for instance, a focus point of view, like where my face cam is in the middle. So, like, if there's any one car I want to focus on at the start, I can then put someone in the middle or switch someone out. It kind of depends. And then dotted around are other drivers who have done the start, so you can see their points of view at the same time as well. So just a little something. It's been a little bit of work, but I'm more than happy to do it because I've missed editing. I've missed doing editing for a long time, and I need to do it more. So I am. But that's the idea. So for the start, you have things like that. You might have like a side-by-side split point of view for if there's two cars battling or something like that. Oh, hello, Raw Beans. Saying I might pop into the comms booth if you will allow me after I eat. What is the scran? That's the question. So that's basically been it. I've then put my own commentary over the top of it. I've made sure that it's, like, for continuity's sake, that it all works. Burger and chips. Very nice. I like that. Yeah, I've made sure that the continuity all works. I've made sure that it all makes sense, that I can still bring, I still try and bring the same energy that I do for this, for that, if you see what I mean. So, it's not ready yet. Again, I massively apologise that that's not the case. Because I wanted both of them to be ready. If both aren't ready, I will aim to have one ready by next week. That is the plan. I will aim to have one that is up and running. Most likely to be round 1. And then you'll have a multi-point of view highlights package, essentially. If I get back, it will either be, so if I get back earlier, I will play it before the actual stream starts. So then you have like a recap of round number 1, then you get an idea of the context of the season, and then we have round number 4 happen. Or if I'm back a bit later, I will commentate round number 4, get to the end, and then I'll like segue into something like, here's how this season has been unfolding so far, starting at the Spanish Grand Prix. And then it will play the Spanish Grand Prix with the multi-point of view thing. It's been very, very fun to do. Again, massively appreciative to everyone that has sent over points of view and whatnot. I really do appreciate it. And hopefully you will enjoy it as much as I've enjoyed making it, when at least round 1 will be shown next week. So that's the plan. There you go. Genius play. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Oh, guys. Thank you. No, I really appreciate that. May have sent last week's one late. No, you're fine. No, you're absolutely fine. It's honestly not down to you. It's more down to me just being a perfectionist at the end of the day. 7 temps up on my lap and went, what? No. Wait. That was pole position territory, no? Because you're on a 22-2. Oh my god, Infinity could have actually got pole position. Cap it, get back here, mate. Get back here, we found him. But yeah, that's the plan, essentially. So, for context in the championship quickly, while we are here, and never mind, we're not doing that. Because guess what? It's 5 red lights! For round number 3, who will be at the top of the tree? It's lights out and away we go. Elite Silver has a drive-through penalty already. It's the most disastrous start. And the worst possible text at the top. What is that? Ttyb takes the lead off the start. That is a scorching start from the Haas driver. It's side by side between Snek and Yuri. Still they remain side by side. A battle of straight line speed, downforce, bravery and boldness. Yuri has the inside line, will take it for now. There's been a collision though at the back. Front wing off for Infinity, contact with Tanedran. Both of them with tail in between their legs. It's the worst possible start for them as well. But Ttyb has the lead early doors. It's Yuri in P2 with Snek in 3rd. Safto up to 4 for the start. Scorching start for both the American Dreams. Kev tries to go through on Arthur Way, and you know what? He bloody well has. Highwire also capitalises from the marvellous momentum that has been presented to him. Round the outside at the left-hander just there. Up into P8, Arthur Way. The chase continues. Look at the understeer. Through the triple right-hander. It's absolute agony in the dirty air. But, well, I say that as well as I think that's Beaksy going astrologically wide. Penalties will be aplenty today. Make no mistake about that. So easy to get it all completely crossed up, as apparently Elite Silver having a drive-through penalty is just a permanent fixture. That is great. Snek looks to the inside. Try to optimise the slipstream and the run into turn 1, but Yuri stays firm and stands tall in defence. And that will be P2 still in his clutches. DRS, of course, enabled at the end of lap number 1. Elite Silver and Infinity are into the pit lane. Tanadran sticking this one out. Despite the end plate damage, it's not the end of the world. Still plenty of time to make ends meet. As wide goes Kev in his pursuit of Liam up ahead. It's a great start from Liam as well. Well, I'd say that. Scorching start from Kev. Scratch up the script because he's up 6 places already. Excellent stuff. Again, this is going to really annoy me. Elite Silver, I know you got a penalty, but I know the game's saying you got a penalty, but I really don't care that much. He has served it. He's well on his way. Can we please get rid of it and pretend it's not there anymore? Gap's just beginning to spread out a little bit. Not if you're the top 4, though. Chowdenby and Safso creating a very fat American sandwich. And I will not continue to comment. Another warning's come up. Thank you, Kev. You have saved my bacon. Chowdenby, then, is not across the line, not on my screen. Am I just really behind? What is going on? Either way, he's got the fastest lap of the race with a 25.6. DRS, of course, for the cars behind. But with how difficult it is to follow in the high downforce wake, it's just not going to happen for Yuri and Sneck at the moment. Safso keeping a watching brief. Duty then allowed to catch up as well, as this sort of accordion effect happens, where you get close and you think you've got a chance, but then if you don't make the move stick, you're just sent spiraling further and further away from the car ahead in that dirty air and wake of the car ahead. It's how you deal with it, that's the question. Whether you try and hold it narrow, you slightly compromise your overall apex speed but remain out of the dirty air, or whether you still try and slam the foot to the floor as quickly as possible. It's a conundrum that all drivers have to deal with tonight. But one that they will deal with superbly, I have no doubt there. From our resident Ted Kravitz, Mr. Pat Mike 1 saying Infinity forced Tanadran off the track, and the unsafe rejoin from the Red Bull driver caused the collision. Oh dear. You have got blood on your hands, sunshine. Speaking of which, blood in the water for Yuri. He is 6 tenths behind, though, and that's more like it. That's a better fastest lap reading from Chowdenby. A 25.4. Just growing in confidence here on lap number 3. Onto lap number 4 we go then. Gaps have just begun to spread out a little bit. And it's all compressing. 1 behind Chowdenby, a 4-car scrap there. Behind Duty though, Liam just about hanging onto the coattails of DRS. But at the moment, that is a 6-car DRS train. Make that 7 as Mackie has joined the party. Elite Silver is gone through a position because Kart Driver is already into the pit lane, onto hards. That is very interesting. They might have had front wing damage, to be fair, which would explain that particular conundrum. Infinity's not last. The game is back. Looking to Arthur Way then. Closest man on the track to making an overtake. I say that, but Fortis is also all over him. On the soft compound tyres, which is interesting. And that is all I have to say. Arthur Way through the triple right-hander we go. 1 V-car chasing a Red Bull. The other one chasing the lead of the race. They head on to lap number 5. No real sign of anybody trying to make an overwhelming overtaking attempt. It's all stabilised at the moment. Arthur Way, though, has got a good chance, unless Highwire was in DRS, and they were. Arthur has saved more battery, though, in the slipstream towards turn number 1. But there's just not enough overspeed to make the difference. Highwire holds on to P8 for the moment. Beatsy, though, is making a move down the inside of Nico, but a switchback potentially from the Mercedes driver. That was almost sensational from Nico. The Mercedes maestro orchestrating a blinder. Down the inside, he's not done yet. And there's contact on the side pod of the Ferrari. Argy-bargy between the two as they make their way to the end of Sector 1. Surely Beaksy has it in lock and key. And so they do. A biff of the diffuser is all the confirmation they need. As Spyro goes around the outside and there's contact. Into the wall goes Kylo Ren. Partially contact model, but perhaps too much of a squeeze from Spyro as well, as they look to take the advantage. And front wing damage for Kylo Ren is just salt in the open wound. Safso goes through because Snek has made a mistake. I was about to say they've got a 3-second time penalty, but we know how rearward the weight distribution of the Sauber is, and if you don't, I've just told you. But the rearward weight distribution has completely caught him out, and Duty is well on his way. Through with DRS, down the inside he goes, and that is P4. Signed, sealed and delivered. Speaking of which, oh my goodness me, it's gloves off. Kev is mightily under pressure from Arthur Way. And immediately Kev gets a 3-second time penalty for cutting the corner. That's no real surprise either. Beatsy's got a 3 seconds. Kart Driver's got a 3 seconds. Arthur's got outstanding overspeed. Down the inside at the double right-hander. It remains side by side. Between the two, Polystyrene has just gone absolutely flying. They still remain side by side. It's Snek, I think, erupting the Polystyrene. Liam's just gone through. As sailing round the outside goes Kev, using that McLaren to monstrous effect. Arthur's not done though. Down the inside he goes, and it's contact into the sandbox and into the wall for Arthur Way. And what was going to be a sense of superiority has sunk all the way to the bottom. Drama, drama, drama already. Here in Throttle to your bottle, I'd have it no other way. And Nico's going to get another position at this rate. 3-second penalty for Arthur Way. It's not ideal. Not ideal whatsoever. Nico sweeps round the outside for P12. Highwire and Snek go into CQC, who's made of the most metal gear of them all. Has tried to hold it round the outside. Is Highwire. Snek shuts the door on it and slaloms on round the outside. Goes wide for good measure. And I can only assume the Kick Sauber is handling like an absolute dog. What is it with Throttle to your bottle in Qatar? Honestly, who knows? But I wouldn't have it any other way, like I say. Yuri's just begun to turn the whip up a little bit here. Was teetering on the edge of a second previously, now is back to 6/10. And these two just trying to run away from Safso at the moment. All of the top three on the medium tyres. You've then got Duty and Liam on the hard compound tyres, going for the contra strategy. Which is brave and it's bold and it might well pay off right up until there is a safety car. Just under half battery. Chaldermy's got so much battery to play with in that Haas car. Eons worth of electrical energy for the Haas as Highwire goes through. Fortis also goes through. It's this high-speed section where Snek just can't keep it together. And again, the rear end steps out and massively steps out. Kev straight into the sideboard. At least he was near the pit lane for it. Kev peels into the pit lane with front wing damage. And that Kick Sauber is handling absolutely awfully. The balance is all over the shop. Next up in our penalty book is Elite Silver with a 3-second time penalty. Spyro's up to P11 meanwhile. Last to first is tracking on well at the moment. And has the car underneath him, so he actually can start on the soft compound tyres and not be spooned off into Narnia. Unlike Snek, who was spooned off into Narnia almost instantly. And again as he blazes on the afterburners, out of the pit lane. It is already a Qatar for a car to forget. For our man, Solid Snek. Top two, still Yuri just about hangs on to DRS range. Both of them just beginning, like I say, to pull away. And it's not by much, it's little by little. Every little helps. Yuri almost out of DRS though. And through the detection point, that was cutting it extremely close. Has the V-Carb got DRS? As they head onto the main straight, the answer as they cross and cut the DRS beam is no. Yuri does not have DRS. And this is it. Chaldermy can escape with so much more battery to burn. Yuri has used absolutely everything to remain in the DRS, to remain super glued in slipstream range, but it's not going to happen. The man who took pole position has got a mountain to climb. Fortis down the inside of Highwire, and look who's going to take the advantage. Momentum moves mountains. It's particularly at this track, where you just have to carry as much speed throughout the corner as possible. And showing the nose aggressively to the inside is Mackie, the Williams driver, on a mission. His teammate on the hard compound tyres just beginning to catch up to the medium runners up ahead. And this could well be an inspired decision. To use the hard tyres early on, when the car is lighter, leave the medium tyres, the softer compound tyres at the end, to extract the most phenomenal pace possible. Meanwhile, Yuri has heeded my calls, despite having hardly any battery to fight with. He is back in DRS range for now, but that can quickly change if Ttyb just decides to activate the afterburner at any one moment. Through the penultimate corner, though, Yuri has it completely under control, and it will be DRS range for the V-Car man. Lap number 9 of Qatar, Arthur Way looking like a man on a mission down the inside at the progressive right-hander. I won't talk about Qatar's politics, that wasn't a segue, but Arthur Way moves on through into P14 on that fresh set of medium compound tyres, and he is on a recovery mission, but it is a mission that I'm sure he's relishing. And there's still plenty of time for the tide to change. Fortis, meanwhile, going for very, very bold strategic callings. Both softer compounds, softs for 10 laps or so, and now it's the mediums. Does he really dare to try a one-stop? Probably not. But it would be quite funny if he did, I'm not going to lie. Give me the bad news, what was the pole time? I can tell you now, it was a 21.6. Or it might have been a 21.5. It was either a high 21.5 or a low 21.6. One or the other. Of course, with Fortis pitting, Highwire released into P6. Another time penalty. Elite Silver now with a track limits penalty. Make that 2 track limits penalties in the context of his race. Very quickly approaching half the grid having track limits penalties. I said it would happen. And that's surely another warning for the Williams driver, who we are just watching. Highwire goes wide though, and that's all the invitation Mackie needs on the hard compound tyres. Wonderful from Williams. The Red Bull driver, maybe with the red mist descending, has now got a target in his sights. Usually red does make the bull tick. In this case though, it's the blue blur he has to face. The times he was doing in practice would have got pole. Actually, damn. Benjamin, you should have been here for it. You might have had a 3-way battle at the front. Ttyb and Yuri under complete control at the moment. 3.5 seconds ahead of Safso. He is slowly but surely being caught though. Fortis goes through on Tanadran on the new medium tyres. Tanadran yet to stop. Fortis has stopped. And, of course, Tanadran with that front wing damage. But Fortis into P10 at the moment. This is the late gain, well, the gains at the moment in the race. 2 gained by Safso, 2 for a bunch of others. It's 5 for Highwire, 7 and 8 for Beaksy and Nico, respectively, as I decide to just create a hybrid of their 2 names. That's cool. Katie saying, and that is why Benji gets the Alpine next week. That is fair enough. This will take effect at the next round, and that is, I believe, in Vegas. Quote me if I'm wrong. I know, literally. I'm just going to start combining names. Hello. The undercuts are coming out. Yuri is into the pit lane for what I have no doubt will be his one and only stop of this race. It's going to be hard compound tyres for the V-Carb driver in a car that is significantly better balanced than some of the others we've seen at the front, i.e. Sneck, who is catching up to Tanadran, so it's not all completely all hope lost. Still time for things to go right. Always be an optimistic overlord, because it could just fall in your face. Oh no, that's not optimistic. Nico's got a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Oh dear. I mean, it will be hard compound tyres, which is great to see. And so that's his one stop. As Kylo Ren gets a 3-second time penalty. And that is a grand total of 9 people with penalties. That is pretty much half the grid. Tanadran into the pit lane has not got a penalty for speeding into the pit lane, but has got the other penalty, and that's the emotional damage penalty, because they have to wait for their front wing to be changed. Back to the front. Chowdenby leads by 4.5 seconds. Duty now in DRS range of Safso, by the way. A great effort. I am correct. Good. It is Vegas next week. Chowdenby, I was going to say, has to pit and has pit. Had to throw up the response to Yuri. Gap at 27.2 seconds. Will now, of course, be much lower. Chowdenby did have plenty of battery to burn, had a chance to really provide an outstanding in-lap. But now it's got to be the pit stop from heaven as Highwire now gets a 3-second time penalty. That's now, I think, over. It's over half the grid now that has a time penalty. Unbelievable, Jeff. Out on the track goes Chowdenby, and Yuri has not done it. No undercut for you, Sunshine. And Chowdenby has used the overcut to perfection. Now has the fresher tyres. Of course, there is the tyre warm-up phase to worry about. Yuri does have the warmer tyres, and he will use those to good effect. Makes no mistake about that. Highwire also into the pit lane, and out of the pit lane. In fact, Sneck slaloms on round into P9, but will continue to study the body language of that kick Sauber, which is by its namesake, kicking and screaming at every single opportunity. Another time penalty, it's Kev. His teammate hasn't got a time penalty. At this rate, if everyone gets a penalty, Spyro's last to first could actually be complete. Safso, now our race leader. I imagine that they will peel into the pit lane at the end of this lap. It will then be Duty that is released into the lead, and the script writes itself. Safso is into the pits here on at the end of lap number 13 to go on to the hards for what will no doubt be the end of this, until the end of this race, unless of course there is a safety car. Benji is asking, what is the Alpine like in terms of straight line speed and ERS? I beg it's decent enough to give me a chance. I don't think the Alpine is great, but it's not the worst by any means. I think the Alpine has got respectable straight line speed. It's not the worst. I think Aston Martin is the absolute worst. And maybe even McLaren, but I'm not sure off the top of my head. Definitely Aston Martin is a little bit of a mare. Safso, championship leader, back out onto the track in what will be provisional P3, but the front too. They've absolutely scampered away. 6.1 seconds now the gap between the two of them. And Yuri will just be hoping that Chowdenby can pulley him along to a solid P2 for the V-Carb driver. Yuri was P9 in the standings going into this race. Early days still, but he was P9 on 25 points. Joint with Mackie in the Williams, also on 25 points. The championship standings, I will just whittle through as we'll look at Sneck, who has been overtaken by Highwire. We'll study the body language of the kick Sauber as through the right-hander he goes. Looks like having to soar at the wheel multiple times. Depending on setup changes, as Fortis now gets a 3-second time penalty. Depending on setup changes that you make, you can iron out the oversteering characteristics of this car. You've also just got to be a bit more gentle on the steering into the corners. It does not respond well to instant flickage, and just doesn't respond well to corners in general. Another 3-second time penalty for Kev. He might be fast, but the stormy cloud of the stewards is very big indeed. Remaining in DRS of Highwire though, will help to just couple him to the train that little bit easier. So Safso is currently our championship leader on 47 points. Got P1 last time out. Has had 2 top 5s so far this season. 1 in Jeddah. How he did it, you'll have to find out when it's released. But he is P1 in the championship. Only 4 points ahead of Mamu in the Red Bull. Liam's in third, joint third with Fortis, both on 31 points. Chowdenby on 30 points. If he gets to win today, what a difference that could potentially make. As Yuri gets past Beaksy down the inside at the left-hander. And that's a position gained. Oh, Sneck! Sneck goes round! And I was saying, study the body language of the kick, Sauber. It's reared its ugly head again. Sneck will be saying, pinch me. Surely this is a nightmare. Surely you're not telling me that this is what I have had bestowed upon me. The bad news is, it absolutely is. There's no silver lining on this cloud. Sneck caught in the havoc-wreaking hurricane in this kick, Sauber, as Beaksy peels into the pit lane for a fresh set of mediums all the way to the end of this race. The question now, of course, is, well, does someone get a penalty? And Elite Silver has got another penalty, so that answers that question. But the other question is, when do Duty, Liam and Mackie pull the pit lane trigger? Hard compound tyres for these lot at the moment, I presume it'd have to be, well, it might even be, I'd say at the end of next lap is probably the optimal time to strap on the mediums and know you'll have the pace all the way to the end of the race. And they do have great pace. And in the Williams, which is a balanced car, anything is possible. Lap number 16 here as Kylo Ren is making moves. He's trying to get past Kart Driver. Those two are remaining side by side. The Mercedes man slams the door shut on any potential overtaking avenue. Kylo Ren won't give this up, though. No real straight line speed advantage. In fact, it's a disadvantage in the Aston Martin. Another yellow flag, meanwhile. It's Mackie that's had a moment. Slipping and sliding on the hard compound tyres. Through go the provisional top three of the two Hasses and Yuri, who's in the middle of that sandwich. An Italian-filled American sandwich. Oh, it's a puncher! That's why! On the front left! Mackie with a front left puncher as the tyre tries to escape. And what does that mean for Duty? Is he in puncher territory? Is there a threat of that as well? Have to be so careful now. That is the warning signs. Red light spells danger. And Mackie's tyre past the point of no return. At least his mediums will make it to the end of the race. That's the good news for him. The bad news is for his teammate. What does he do in all of this? That is the question, and we will have the answer. Kart Driver and Sneck are both into the pit lane. Beaksy also into the pit lane. That's for a front wing. Something else has happened on Beaksy's travels. Oh, there's a massive slice in the pit lane. And that would be investigated, but the FIA forgot their guide dog. So out of the pit lane goes Kart Driver. Sneck also needs a new front wing. So was there contact between Beaksy and Sneck? Dear, oh dear. Well, through goes race leader Duty, going on for yet another lap in this race. There's the Ferrari of Beaksy, who I've no doubt will scamper along the road. There's a yellow flag, meanwhile, and it's where the Aston Martin of Liam is or was. And I was about to say, did that mean a puncher? Luckily, I don't think it does, and so on he will carry. Yuri trying to throw Chaldenby off kilter. Not going to happen at the moment, though. Hello, Swagger Muffins. How are you doing? Good to see you in the chat. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good one. Go on Duty indeed. Having a great run of things at the moment. And pace is still pretty strong, despite the age of their tyres. We'll see Beaksy just hounding the rear end of that Williams car. But despite that, still carrying on with decent pace. Infinity now with a 3-second time penalty. In fact, that might be another one, and it is. Look at that. Do you know what? The interesting thing is, if you combine every single one of those penalties, if you combine the number of them, so, you know, take 9, 18, 24, well, I mean, you get basically about, well, you get over double what this race is. And that's not great news. Nico into the pit lane again to serve one is 10-second time penalty, get a fresh set of mediums on. I have no doubt Duty will pit. Thank God they did. Into the pit lane. Finally peels our race leader. Did I just hear a tyre go pop, or was that contact? I hope it wasn't a tyre going pop. Actually, what better time to get a puncher than when you've just peeled into the pit lane? Liam also peels into the pits. No, it wasn't a puncher. I'm just going crazy. Liam into the pit lane. No puncher for them either. It will be medium compound tyres for the Williams driver. But look how far up the road Ttyb is. It's going to have to be the stint of his life to have any chance at a podium. Safso only 2 bends up ahead. But those are long, flowing bends. And I don't know how many warnings Duty has, but he's got to be mighty, mighty careful. Just to ensure. Infinity says he quits because of Tanidran. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. What has happened? Oh, more front wing damage. Oh, dear. Oh, no. I'm sure there'll be a rigorous debrief as Ttyb escapes out of DRS range. He's managed to uncouple himself from this particular battle. As we have Sneck and Nico having a dicey little duel. Through goes Nico in the Mercedes. Sneck going wide and having a slobber-knocking slide as well. Will feel like he has gone 12 rounds with this car. And it's only round 3. How about that? That will be a very interesting debrief. Indeed it will. Very wide goes Sneck. Trying to salvage any piece of pride from this race, bless him. And that's on a new set of hard compound tyres as well. He's going to get well out of the way of Ttyb. Get back on the racing line. Yuri is just behind, but that gap is growing and growing. It's the Haas driver now in their element. Think he's been lapped? Yes, he has. You're absolutely right, he has. I'm just driving. Benjamin Vitz says, I vote we redo this event with everyone having the same equal cars in this economy. How dare you? Racemate. Yeah, the thing is, yeah, Tanidran plays on keyboard, which is mighty impressive because he also had great success. And Nico's got a 10-second time penalty for ignoring the blue flags. This is not ideal. But I mean, with keyboard, the problem is, and this is the same on controller as well, with the way that the grip cut. Oh my god, and Aston Martin's gone so wide. Who was that? It wasn't Sneck, it was Nico going absolutely AWOL. Off the track he goes. That's a virtual safety car is what it is. A virtual safety car. No, it's a full safety. Scratch that. Now the full safety car comes out. Nico barreling into the barrier. And that will be absolutely everybody into the pit lane. I saw the Mercedes just plunge off of the track. And now the pit lane has just sparked into life. Ttyb onto mediums. Yuri onto mediums. Safso also onto mediums. We won't be able to answer the question of whether Duty could have caught Safso towards the end of this race, because it'll be right on the back of him. Exactly, Elite Silver. Never give up. For this exact reason. A couple of people have been lapped though, which is less than ideal. But out of the pit lane goes the Williams driver. Liam will also peel into the pit lane. That's a set of medium compound tyres. He will peel out just behind Highwire in the Red Bull car. Every single one of the teams is going to be ignited into life in the pit lane. Through goes Beaksy past the safety car as Ttyb and Yuri catch up to Burnt Mylander, and we are neutralised. I miss racing in TTYB. Oh, Bilbo. I hope you're back one day. I really do. I hope you're back. I miss you. Mostly because I just miss saying your name. But I can say it anyway because you're in the chat. Pat Mike saying, what happened? Well, safety car was caused by Nico. I will say he plunged off the track. I won't say it was the most natural thing in all of human history. But alas, it is what happened. So this is where we are now. Safety car. Everybody on the same age tyres. Gaps neutralised. Arthur Way's now up into P4. On 14, oh dear. Arthur, you might be in trouble, mate. That's all I'm going to say. You might be a little bit stuffed. But, stranger... Oh, he's got 18 seconds worth of penalties, to be fair. But stranger things have happened. He might win this race. Let him cook. Let him cook. The mediums aren't going to make it to the end, though. I would advise pitting, like, now. You know, just, you know... Right, so we're going to... Arthur, I'm just going to put this, this thought into your head, and feel free to ignore it if you disagree with it. I know you're warming up your tyres, and they are 14 laps old, but they will not make it to the end. They are literally bored. They have passed through so many hands, they've contracted an illness. So if you just want to peel off to the right and make sure that you get... Am I a joke to you? Back to the race we go then. Arthur Way taking the F124 esports line through the straight. But this is the standings at the moment. Ttyb, our race leader, has been race leader since lap number 1, pretty much. Went for the soft tyres. Extremely bold call from Ttyb, looking to cement the victory for certain. Yuri in second, Safso in third. Duty and Mackie go on through because Arthur Way getting well out of the way of a bunch of people. And with 18 seconds worth of penalties, I do not blame him. He's even become such a spectre, he literally phased through the polystyrene boards. And that is quite something. He's down to P9. It means we have Duty, Mackie, Highwire in P6, Liam in P7, Fortis in 8th, Arthur Way now down to 9th, with Kev on 15 seconds worth of penalties, but with hope restored and rejuvenated in P10. Kylo Ren in P11, kart driver, despite the quali ban, is now in P12, and with the penalties ahead, could finish as high as P9. How about that? How about that? Incoming mayhem for Season 4. Well, I'm not one to cast aspersions. However, everyone just moseying up to the back of the queue. Nico's not interested. He'll stay a lap behind. He's content. He'll blaze it up on the soft tyres. Might even get the fastest lap. You never know. But Ttyb, got to hope. Oh, the safety car's going to stay out for at least one more lap, which is good news for him. So the softs will retain their pace, I believe. I think it's only a few laps that they cross until they cross over, but I think it should be enough. He's just got to fly on down the road, though. Because if he doesn't, there might be a problem. Now, Arthur Way, of course, is sensible, so he's peeled... I should have expected as much, really. Tanadran, the next driver, to catch up to the safety car. And do you know what? Credit where credit is due. On a keyboard around Qatar, he's not picked up a track limits penalty yet. That is a mighty commendable effort. Bilbo cheering Duty's corner for the rest of you that are here. Who are you cheering for? Who do you think is going to win this Qatar Grand Prix? Who has the best chance, the best seat in the house? We shall soon find out. But not only do we have a Drivers' Championship, which is excellent, we have a Constructors' Championship, which is even more excellent. So Constructors at the moment, Haas are leading by 15 points. They were leading by 15 points coming into this race. It will definitely be more after this, though, if it stays as it is. Red Bull in P2 is 62 points, 15 points behind Haas. Then Ferrari in P3, Williams in 4th, Aston Martin, RB, Kick Sauber, McLaren, Mercedes, and then Mercedes. And Alpine, with only 4 points, round out our order at the moment. Raw Bean saying he's a steward, so he can't be biased. I respect that. I respect the hustle. But if you were to be fighting someone's corner, who would you say has got the best chance of winning this race? Out of the top 4, he's got the fastest car. I like that. I like that. Hopefully, they put it to good use. Raw Bean. Oh, you know what? He's thinking about it. There's a chance he still could. Just let his tongue slip on that one. I won't pressure him out at the moment here. Oh, right. Go Ttyb, this is your moment. And, well, Benji's done a smart and is going to donate £1 million to Raw Beans as he's a steward. That is very smart. So, here we go. Safety car peeling in. It's up to Ttyb to control the pace. And then it will be only 6 tours of the Losail circuit. And he's pulled the trigger out of the final corner. Perhaps not the most optimal restart, but he will hold that gap. And we are back racing here in TTYB Season 3. As Williams already defending to the inside. Is Highwire looking to potentially make his way through. He's on the hard compound tyres though. So through goes Liam. 1 and 2 maybe. Scything through the pack. That's a mighty restart from the Aston Martin ace. Take a bow, Liam. That was absolutely beautiful. The other Aston Martin on the move as well. Kart driver goes through. Tanidran goes through. Beaksy goes through. Elite Silver goes through on Arthur Way. Both Kick Saubers go through on Arthur Way. And I will say old mediums right now probably wasn't the play. Kev looking to go round the outside of Fortis. What a bombastic battle that is. Contact made. We know how that ended with Spyro in the McLaren. Oh, there's a front wing end plate missing for Kev, though. And was that off the contact? I have a feeling it probably would have been before. I don't think it was that heavy contact to constitute a whole end plate falling off. But alas, it is an end plate off, and Fortis just scampers on through. Back into P8. Snet going on through. Both Kick Saubers on a mission. Operating in tandem. Infinity goes astronomically wide. He's got front wing damage still. Using the soft tyres and abusing the track limits. Chowderby with the fastest lap in P1. Yuri in second. Safso in third. The top three. Only a hair's breadth separating them. And then a bit of a gap again to Duty. As Arthur Way going through. And would you believe it? He's got a puncher. Front left puncher for the V-Carb driver. And it was bound to happen. It was bound to... Oh, he can hardly turn as well. Agonising proceedings for the V-Carb driver, who... I'm just going to pretend I don't see it. Sneck slaloming round the outside. Surely he doesn't do that. Yes, there's the mid-corner snap. But Infinity goes through as well. And Elite Silver looking to go through down the inside. Just about enough space left on the outside. Racing room and respect between the two of them. As Beaksy uses as much of the curb as possible. Elite Silver deflected to the outside with the contact. But the Ferrari looks vulnerable. The Alpine shows the nose to the inside. Can't get it stopped in time, though. And is that a chance for Spyro? No, it is not. Arthur Way is still going. He's still going. Do you know, I mean... You know what, Raw Beans? You're quite right. He should have taken my advice. And look what's happened now. He hasn't. This is disgraceful. Back to the front of the field. Chowdenby, another fastest lap. But Yuri, on the mediums... goes even faster. Extra points on the board, of course, not only for fastest lap, but also for cleanest driver in this race. All of the top 5 have a very good chance of that being the case. Tanidran goes through with DRS. Sneck also looking to go through with DRS. That's down the inside. That's past the Mercedes driver. And that's P12 on the road for the Kick Sauber. Another yellow flag, guess who? Literally a Peugeot 308 is quicker than this. Like, I don't want to say that is an overstatement. It's not an overstatement. It's an understatement, in fact. A Peugeot 303 would... 303? A 308, rather. Would murk this. This is awful. Child, that's the least useful camera angle in all of human history. However, though, Yuri is just piling on the pressure. Reliant Robin looking more balanced. Yeah. It is. No, you're absolutely right. Nico could gain a position out of all of this, by the way. As Arthur now, well, his front left puncher, I'm surprised the tyre's left on his car. But he's going to get well out of the way of the lead battle. Can't afford to go too slowly, because there could be a safety car that's tripped after this. I think after this lap, it's all clear on safety cars, as Arthur Way gets... I mean, that's just insulting. The poor man could do nothing. That is an insult. Honestly. That might be why Yuri's staying so close again. He's using his battery and abusing his battery. And that just will not constitute the pay. No way is... This poor man, right? How are you... How... He's already dead. That's without the FIA strapping him to the guillotine as well. How many penalties is that, you might be asking? That is 38 seconds worth of penalties. Can we get to 100 seconds? Do I hear 100 seconds worth of penalties? We shall soon find out. 3 tours to go of the Qatar Grand Prix track. Sneck's looking for another piece of prey to gobble up. And so he has. A shimmy and a shake at the exit as the rearward balance of the kick Sauber is just sending perpetual down spirals in every direction. Infinity also on the fight. Down the inside of Spyro, bit of contact, biffs the McLaren wide. And the Mercedes of Nico looking to get involved as well, despite being a lap down, having a sensational scrap of things. It's a 3-second time penalty for Nico. He's gone right round the outside of Spyro. He is under blue flags though, so it might not end very well. Sneck has had a bit of a problem. Tyres most definitely overheating, therefore Beaksy and Elite Silver go through. Look at the body language of the kick Sauber car. He can hardly keep it on the track. Through the penultimate corner, just has to hesitate that little bit. Chowdenby still has it under control at the front. And this will be a first race win of the season for the Haas driver if he can just keep track position for these last 2 laps. Meanwhile, a nice Sunday drive. Fortis goes through on Mackie, round the outside. Clean pass, critical mission completed. Fortis through into P7. He does have quite a lot of penalties though. Still, way to turn the wick up. Kart driver versus Beaksy. Ferrari versus Mercedes. Through the double right-hander, will ride on board with Beaksy. Has space being left? Not quite, but Beaksy is still there. Just about keeps a tyre within the confines. Has the inside line for the left-hander. And that is a masterclass manoeuvre from Beaksy and the Ferrari. And look who's there to take advantage. It's Elite Silver. Just dancing round the outside in the Alpine car. More points on the board. The team that hasn't really been at the forefront of proceedings so far. There will be points on the board for this, though. Absolutely. And bigger points at that, of course. TTYB points down all the way to the very bottom of the tree. As Highwire gets another 3-second time penalty. The front 3, different class. Half a second the gap. And Chowdenby is going to break the toe this time. Arthur Wade is going to still stay off the track this time. Closer and closer. Yuri reels in the race leader. But it's not quite going to happen. Not just yet. Perhaps an opportunity though. So much more confidence through the corners. He's burning the battery. Chowdenby still has more battery to play with though. And will now use the dirty air to his advantage. Track position is pivotal. And the Haas driver, the American Dream, using it to great effect. And oh, for God's sake, FIA, stop. What more is he meant to do? At least his other tyres won't puncture, considering it is literally Tesco car park speeds. Kev gets another time penalty for track limits meanwhile. And I thought he had 2 punches for a second. Wouldn't surprise me if he does get 2 punches. Keeps well out of the way. And I think that's, well, what is Sneck going round? Sneck goes round, Infinity slowing down. Kick Sauber in the bin. Horrible, horrible. Well, it's an absolutely horrible showing for the pair of them. But this is it. This is what it comes down to. Chowdenby has much more battery to burn. He might not know that, of course. He's probably not listening in at the moment. A snap out of the final corner for Yuri. Will have the DRS, but Chowdenby has the battery. Doesn't matter though, because for the first time this season, Chowdenby crosses the line to win. In Qatar, the top 3, still a hair's breadth between them. Duty will take P4. Oh, and Kev's out of the line. Crashes out. He's done it too soon. And that is Earth on le visage. Chowdenby makes it through. Has won a sprint race in my time commentating for him. Make that a race win. Here in Season 3 of TTYB. Was almost so caught up in the moment I nearly forgot it was the last lap. But Yuri threw everything at it. Had every trick in the book. But it was not to be. Chowdenby wins his first race of the season. Safso with the podium, I believe, will still retain the Drivers' Championship lead. By now, what will be a decent margin. Hang on, let me calculate this. Chowdenby finished, so he finished on top, therefore gets... So he finished second last time out, which gives you 25 points. Third place will give you 20 points. So Safso's on 67. Ttyb on 60. Ooh. So it's not that much of an increase. Not that much at all. Credits to Duty and Liam for P4 and 5. Red Bull 6 and 7. Good result for them. Very good result indeed. Kick Salve across the line with their tail in between their legs. What more was there to do? Yuri goes straight in with the L team, mate. Touche. Right, Elite Silver. Right, well, we'll have none of that. We'll have none. I will not have any of this tomfoolery. Podium celebrations. A handshake, a thumbs up. He's had plenty of those before. And has shaken the competition to its core. Ttyb. Mission critical. Take the race win. Mission complete. The American dream keeps on going. There we go. Mods have deleted that meme. We'll not have this tomfoolery on this show. But there you go. Cleanest driver goes to Safso. So that's an extra point to his account. Fastest lap to Yuri. That's a point to his account. So all the bonuses being racked up. But this is the result. Ttyb takes the win. Fantastic stuff for the Haas driver. Yuri in P2, Safso in P3. Duty in 4th, Liam completes the top 5 with Highwire, Tanadran, Mackie, Kylo Ren and Fortis rounding out the top 10. Beaksy, Spyro, Kart Driver, Elite Silver, Schneck, Infinity, Kev, Nico round out our order of those who were on the lead lap as Kev slammed it into the wall. And then we have Arthur Way, battered, bruised, with less than 4 tyres, rounding out our finishing order. Woo! There we go. There we go, everybody. Back to me. Hello, everyone. It's good to be here. Interviews, question mark. Interviews, exclamation mark. Let's do a bit of it. Let's do a bit of it indeed. I'll make sure I undeafen. Right. I don't know. Can I just drag them in? I can't remember if I can drag them in. I get 3. Excellent. I will take 3. That is good. Is that 3 interviews or was that... Trying to figure out. But anyway. Whew. God, it's good to be back. I expected nothing less. Heart-stopping thrills. 3 interviews. Okay, cool. Nice. Okay. Am I able to drag them in as well? Is that what I can do? Can I do that? I don't know if I can, actually. As Big Shaq would say, I don't think I have the facilities for that, big man. Oh, no, I think I do have the facilities for that, as it turns out. Well, I think... Well, I'm waiting to see if Safso shows up. I hope he does. Come along, Safso. If you want me to be interviewed, I appreciate that. Thank you. Right. Who do I... Guys, who do I want? Who do I want? I think I can just drag in... I can drag in Ttyb and Yuri for sure, but that's only if they want to be interviewed. So, I'm going to give a cheeky message into here. Here we go. Right, here we... anyone up for interview? Question mark. There we go. Oh, bless you all. No, you're not very sweet. Okay. Just waiting to see who comes back to me on that one. I'm going to be relatively quick with this, as quick as I can anyway, because, well, basically, I'm doing this, and then straight after this, I am helping out on Le Mans Ultimate. I'm doing a 4 hours of Imola. I'm doing the middle stints of that particular race. So, and it's in GT3 cars. I'm in the BMW alongside Mr. F1 Alex. So I'm alongside. So I did a little bit of practice yesterday. Literally only my 4th time playing the game. But I did it. I played it for the 4th time. Life is good. But that's my plan anyway. So we'll see what happens, because it's gonna be an interesting race, I feel. Please interview me. We shall see. We shall see. I definitely want to interview race winner. Ttyb, you get yourself in. He's marked it anyway. Good. Ttyb, hopefully Yuri, if he wants to do it. I'll prioritize the top 3 just because they're the podium dwellers. But if not, we will get some people in here. Absolutely. Remember, this is a family-friendly show. So hold your tongue. But outside of that, we'll just have a nice chat. That's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for, ultimately. And we're going to have fun while doing it. While we're waiting for people to get themselves ready for interviews. What a race. What a race. It was an interesting dynamic even before the safety car, to be honest with you. I think Ttyb would have had it in the bag regardless, but even so, cracking race from him. Absolutely cracking. Overcut was simply superb. And, well, I think he reaped the rewards of just having a phenomenal piece of race pace. That's all there is to say. You can drag him, ? I can indeed. Right, so I will get to Safso in a moment. But first of all, child, how do I... my thing's not... How do I... there's surely a way to... Can I just... Wait, hang on. I'm learning things about Discord here. 2 seconds. No, I can't do that. Ugh, balls. I just want to drag Ttyb in and I can't because he's too high up the pace. Damn it! Well, I've got Safso here. Do you know what? While we're waiting for Ttyb to make his way in, we are going to enter in the man who finished P3 today, our championship leader, Safso. Welcome in. It's great to be back. Great to see you racing once again in this league series. P3 in Qatar, not a bad showing from yourself. Just talk us through how you found that from your perspective.
Well, there's not really much to say, is there? Snek was clearly struggling a lot with the rear in that Sauber. That Sauber is clearly horrendous to drive, and I'm sure they're going to be very glad to be out of that if that happens. But yeah, it's not just too much to say. Got a decent start. I think got past duty at the start, being on the mediums, him on the hards. And then just kept it going from there. As far as I'm aware, not really any mistakes at all. Only 1 track limit warning. Strategy went fine. Had to extend a lap because Challenby pit on the lap I wanted to do, but that's fine. We're still able to hold on to position. Maybe should have come in with Yuri on hindsight. Maybe could have been closer to them before the safety car. But yeah, safety car brought me back in there, but I just didn't have the pace of those top 2. They were in a league of their own in that race, so GG's to them both. They had very good pace.
No, absolutely. Would you say it's a characteristic of Qatar as well? I'd say it's, from my experience anyway, I'd say it's probably one of the most aggressive in terms of dirty air. So was it always going to be a struggle to overtake because of that as well?
It was definitely always going to be a struggle to overtake, but I feel if I had their pace or even maybe a bit stronger, I could have maybe been able to try and get something done. I feel like the characteristics of the track, I think, suit how I drive a fair bit. It's just, for some reason, I just can't find the pace there. High wings, low wings, whatever. I don't know. There's something I'm missing with it, and clearly they're not missing that, so they were able to take advantage of that and put in a good race. But yeah, it would have been a very tough job to overtake even with their pace, but without it was just impossible. Only had the battery right at the end when they were already burnt out right at the finish line.
From characteristics of the track to characteristics of the car. Of course, you've had consistency. You've been in the Haas for the first 3 rounds. How have you found it to drive? What have you noticed about the way it handles? And has it been consistently a strong force for you? Do you think you've been able to always have able to put up a fight with it?
Yeah, it's definitely not felt too bad. It doesn't feel like the second slowest car, if that makes sense. Like, definitely not upper midfield or front runner kind of pace, but it's definitely a workable car. I think the Sauber genuinely seems like the only car that's a car you really need to wrestle and you need to drive completely differently to do. The hazard is a bit twitchy. I was noticing that in the quali laps. I was having to sort of do small corrections here and there that I feel I probably wouldn't have to do in something like an Aston or an Alpine. But yeah, it's not amazing. I obviously prefer to be in a quicker car, but it's definitely workable. And as Chowderme showed, it can still fight for race wins every weekend. So yeah, if the Sauber is coming, not looking forward to it. Otherwise, yeah, we'll see what happens.
I was going to say, I have a feeling the kick salver might be happening, but regardless of the kick salver, we're off to Las Vegas next. That's the next round. You hold the championship lead. Vegas is a bit of a wild card, of course. Lots of chaos can happen. So, how do you feel going into that round? And what do you think? What do you think you can put on the table with the Kick Sauber if you are indeed in the Kick Sauber?
If I'm in the Salva, it's honestly probably one of the more gentle introductions to it. I don't think Ty was too horrendous there, and there was a long straight, and we know the Salva's good in the straight. So it probably, if I'm in the Salva for the rest of the season, which obviously we don't know yet, that'll probably be my best performance in it, to be honest, because I feel like it's going to be a real handle on other tracks. But yeah, I doubt I'll be flying for a podium again. The struggles I've seen with Sneck in that car, and considering how quick he is, I think it's going to be a big struggle through the more downforce required sections of the track. So maybe another top 5 if things go my way with safety cars and luck and whatnot. But yeah, if I'm going into that car, I think any more race wins can probably go bye-bye.
Well, you never know. I have faith in you, and Vegas does sometimes make the impossible very possible. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But Safso, pleasure talking to you, my friend. Congratulations on the podium. You are still the championship leader. You've extended your margin. So all in all, I'd say it's been a good week. Thanks for talking to us, mate.
Thank you for having me, and glad you're back, mate. Hope you're doing better now.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Have a good one. Take care of yourself, man.
You too.
Brilliant. One down. Who do we head to next? Well, it's no other than the Haas driver's teammate. It's the Haas man. It's the race winner himself. The American dream never dies. It's Ttyb, who's won a race in Season 3. First of all, massive congratulations. Feels good. Feels good to get off the board, doesn't it?
Oh, it does after the last 2 weeks, because I had bad luck on my side the last 2 weeks. I should have been 3 for 3. Genuinely 3 for 3. It's just, I just got spin. I was unlucky because I got hit underneath the safety car again. Flashback to Season 1. Saudi, I just got spat into a wall off the curb.
Katie, would you like to talk about Spain?
Yeah, Saudi, I got spat into a wall, but I got P2 there as well. So, but finally got the deserved win I needed. So, really happy with that. And I had Yuri breathing down my neck from the very start. So,
I was gonna just allude to that as well, because it really did all come down to that start. As soon as you got the track position, it seemed like, yes, he was breathing down your neck, but it seemed like there was still that element of control that you had. So
yeah,
just, I mean, you could probably highlight it more than me, but just how important was it to just get off the blocks that quickly?
Oh, hugely important. I knew dirty at this track is a huge factor. So I knew I needed to get into the lead as soon as possibly. So, and I did that with an insane start. I did just literally no wheel spin, just shot off. So, and from there on in, I just controlled the pace.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. It's yielded a race win. It puts you into P2 in the championship as well, if my calculations are correct. Only 7 or 8 points or so off Safso. So
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
the teammates P1 and 2, let battle brew is all I'm going to say. But you're of course you're both not. I think if I remember correctly, you're both not in the Haas next week, despite consistency. You're in the Kick Sauber. So,
yeah, we're both in the Sauber next week. It's gonna be pain. Let's just say that I'm expecting it to be pain.
I asked Safso the same question of what to expect in the Kick Sauber. At least to put a consolation on it, I think Safso put it best as saying it was probably a gentle introduction to have it at Vegas. So what do you think? Yeah. What kind of results do you think can be yielded from Vegas where it is a bit of an enigma? You can have just a slight inkling that something will happen at any moment.
Honestly, I'm just hoping to be somewhere around the top 5 in that Sauber because I know it. I know how bad it is. I'm just hoping to be around the top 5. So, but like I said, we'll see how it goes next week. And I thought I had more bad luck today because in quali, my PC restarted.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it just restarted out of nowhere. I couldn't get my final run in due to that, but I still had P2 in quali, so I'm happy with that. Literally, as soon as it went off, I was like, oh, God, please. Not now.
Even electronic gremlins could not stop this man. I respect
Not
it.
today. Not today.
Not today. Brilliant. Well, like I say, it's P2 in the championship. It's a race win in Qatar. And well, I think the big question is, because you've been on the up, albeit like you say, maybe it should have been 3 from 3, but you've been on the up ever since the start of the season. Just despite the kick Sauber, does it give you confidence to continue keeping up that fight?
Yes, because I've been in the Haas Surf. I've been incredibly consistent. Yes, I had a few unlucky moments, but I've been incredibly consistent. So I'm going to take that with me to Sauber and try to replicate it.
Absolutely. Well, I very much look forward to it. Testament from myself, having driven a kick Sauber with realistic performance in some league around the globe. It's not fun, I'll be honest with you, but
I know it's not.
I think the main thing is, if you get rid of, particularly the rear end is just super light, so if you manage to dial out the oversteer and just cut out a bit of the rotation, it does become manageable, I think is the nicest way I can put it. So if you can make it manageable, anything's possible. That's my opinion.
Absolutely.
We'll see though. Anywho, Chaldenby, race win on the board, championship lead potentially on the cards. It's all pointing positive for you. Thank you for talking to us. And like I say, again,
thank you very much.
Huge congratulations. Massive well done.
Good to have you back as well.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It's good to be back. Have a good one, mate.
Have a good one. You as well.
Whee! Well, there we go. We have time for one more interview. And he's sitting in the interview room. He's labelled as a reserve. He's been in the Alpine all 3 rounds. But let's bring in a man who I've spoken to many times over messages, but I've not spoken to with voice. So, Elite Silver, welcome in, my friend. It's great to have you in the interview room. First of all, I think that race, probably I could best sum up for you as never give up.
Yeah, I was waiting for the safety car, because I know a safety car has happened every race around the last 10 laps. So I was just wondering if I could stay out until then. If there's not a safety car, I get bad result. If there is a safety car, I get a decent result, which happened.
No, for sure. Absolutely. Well, Qatar sort of threw up its own... Well, I couldn't quite tell what was happening around Qatar, I'll be honest with you. It was just mental. But from a drive-through to some decent points on the board, that surely gives you some confidence, doesn't it?
It gives me confidence, but I don't know how many more races I can do. Could I have another league on a Friday?
Sure, yeah. Well,
it's actually interesting how I got my drive-through, though.
Go on. Take us through it.
Again. Let me find it on my stream. So my controller disconnects during the starting lights.
Oh.
And all of a sudden, I put my battery back in, and I've gone.
Gosh. Technical gremlins left, right, and centre for race winner and for Elite Silver. Like, what is going on? F125, ladies and gentlemen. Soon to be F125.5, F126. I don't know anymore. Anywho, we'll talk about cars quickly. You've been in the Alpine for these 3 races. You've managed to acclimatise, learn its characteristics, etc., etc. What have you noticed about it? Have you become more comfortable with it? Just talk us through how you've managed to gel with the Endstone outfit.
Like I said, it sort of feels like an equal performance car, in like a sense, compared to the others. Because I know like the Sauber is very slidey, the Red Bull has too much rotation, and like a few other characteristics. But the thing is, with an Alpine, you can actually afford to not like change the setups, which is good.
Very true. That's a good point, actually. I didn't think about that. Because the kick Sauber had to basically take off about 65 front wing clicks. Which sums it up, to be honest with you. Well, I hope you're along next week. If you are along next week, which I hope you certainly are for the roller coaster ride, it's Las Vegas. How do you feel about Las Vegas? Do you think you can get a decent result there?
I've had 2 races at Vegas. One, let me find the one I did well in.
Okay, that's a good start.
And the other one was realistic, but I didn't do well in, and I was.
We pretend that
so
one
I'm either
didn't
going
happen.
to do... Yeah, we pretend that one didn't happen. And I'm looking forward to next week if I can race, because it actually seems like a clean league here.
That's great.
And everyone actually leads room, which is surprising nowadays.
Absolutely. It's what we provide. We might be called throttle to your bottle, but there's no bottling in the racecraft department. It's what we do. Brilliant. Well, I really hope you're along next week, mate. It's great to have you on board. Elite Silver, thank you for talking to us. Again, an example of why you should never give up in league racing, because anything can happen. Cheers, mate. Have a good one.
Thank you.
There we go. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Whew, that is all she wrote. That is all she wrote. And all that remains for me to say is thank you. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being so unbelievably kind and supportive for me being back. It's just I don't deserve it, but thank you. I really appreciate it. It's so good to be back, honestly, and I will be back next week. I can guarantee you that much. I will be there for it. For Las Vegas, because I ain't missing Las Vegas. No chance. Not with chaos on the cards. I would never miss it for the world. So, yeah, like I say, huge shout-outs to all of you. Shout-outs to TTYB for having me along. As always, it's a wonderful, wonderful place to be. As you can see, I mean, Elite Silver said it himself. It's rare that you get leagues that always leave space. We do, though. And you'd best believe you should be joining it. I didn't put commands in the title, mostly because I've been so out of it for so long that I've forgotten what they are. But I'm sure somebody knows what they are. So they will probably put them in the chat around about now or sometime soon. So you can join in with all the fun in the Discord to join this wonderful, wonderful league and the rapid roller coaster ride that is involved with it. To find TTYB's YouTube channel, to find all the other social platforms that they are on, and make sure you'll hit that follow button. You better. Do it now. I'm watching you. Because not only is there F125 content, they also do iRacing content and other things besides. So make sure you're tuned in for that. If you're wondering who the hell this guy is with the glasses on the camera, my name's Carl Paranek. My name is Carl Paranek. I am the commentator for TTYB. I have been since about halfway through, probably 2/3 of the way through last season. And it's a pleasure to be here. And it's very nice to meet you all. If you want to find me, my name's Carl Paranek, spelt with one word. If you want to find me, I will probably be there. Like that. That is how you spell it. There you go. So, to recap this race then, to just take you through the what happened, the who succeeded, who sort of bore the brunt of the Qatar Grand Prix. It was a tremendous day for Ttyb. What a legend. Absolutely smashed it out of the park. So well done to him. It was all about the start. If it hadn't been for that scorching start, then who knows? Who knows what could have been? Maybe Yuri would have had a win on the cards. But alas, the way the cookie crumbled is Ttyb completed a mission of winning a race in season number 3. The championship lead compresses ever closer as both of the Haas, now Kick Sauber teammates going into next week, have just 7 points between them. Like I say though, Viva Las Vegas. It's on this weekend. If you're watching it at 4 AM, I don't envy you. Because I'm doing it. And you don't want to envy me. Trust me, I'm going to be really tired. But all part of the fun. And it will be fun in TTYB. I can guarantee you that much. Whew. I've been so out of it for so long. I don't even know if I know how to do an outro. I will do my best though. Ttyb with the win. Credits to Yuri and Safso for the podium. They absolutely smashed it as well. Getting the big points home. Good race for a couple of other people. You had Red Bull getting a good score. You had Fortis in the Ferrari, I think. No, he had quite a lot of penalties though, to be fair. Although there might be a steward's inquiry, he might remove one of them. I don't know, but he finished on the track pretty well, is what I'm trying to say. Liam did well. Duty did well. That was it. Not a great day for Kick Sauber though. Qatar, I've seen it in another league. They struggled like hell around Qatar. And it was proving the same again here. The rear end just could not comply. Las Vegas, it's a gentle introduction to the once American dream duo. But who knows what kind of surprise will be sprung up. A huge, huge thank you to all of you for watching. Like I say, please make sure that you get yourselves following the TTYB channel. Hit that follow button right now. Make sure you check out all the socials. We have a Discord, a YouTube channel, and probably other things besides. It's been a while. I don't really remember. Thank you so much to Connor777703 for the follow. Appreciate you big time, my friend. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you. Benji's put the YouTube channel in the Twitch chat. Get yourselves over there. Subscribe. You know what to do. Remember, F125 TTYB returns on Friday. It will be at 7 o'clock for Las Vegas. Be there. You don't want to miss it. I've been Carl Paranek. This has been TTYB. Thank you for watching. And until next time, enjoy the tunes.
Away from
And it's goodbye.
Push it past the limit. Don't you lift or break. If you're not dancing with disaster, you're not wide awake. Throttle till you buy.
Thank you, TTYB. Appreciate you lots. Bye.
In the fire of endurance, we find our place. Side by side into turn 3. Drafting down the straight like we're born